Alright, hey guys, welcome to my, it's like a cube commentary slash Fortnite video. I'm actually going to be talking about my recap of BarbeCubing Fall 2018. If you guys watched that video I made a couple videos ago, I'm having like some pain in my wrists. So usually I do these cubing recaps over some cube solve, but I'm actually taking a break until probably the beginning of next year. Like, I'm just going to completely just cut out like 4 months, 3 months of cubing. October's, yeah, so 3 months of cubing. So, but I still wanted to talk about the comp. I still wanted to, so I figured I got a Fortnite win here. It's something exciting. It's just the backdrop, so it's just not a blank screen. You don't even have to watch it. But with that being said, let's go into it. So the first thing of the day, let's see. The event list was Mega Minx 3x3 Pira 5 4 and 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6 Pyra Mega. So that was the event list. I signed up for everything. I ended up dropping Pyraminx because I don't even solve my Pyraminx for real. I did it for the sake of it. But because my wrists were hurting so bad, I ended up just, saying it wasn't worth the pain that I was feeling. I was practicing a lot of 6x6 leading up to the comp, so that's probably partly why my wrists were hurting. I hurt my wrist like a long time ago, and like just having when I cube a lot, it kind of flares up. But my job that I work now, I sit in front of a computer, and so like me even using a computer mouse hurts. So it's just like a combination of work and cubing is just making it kind of hard for me to keep cubing right now. So um, anyway, so I practiced a lot of 6. I practiced quite a bit of 5, and I did 4 and 3. Mega Minx, I didn't really do anything. And it was the first event of the day. I ended up, let me go down to my results. I ended up doing okay. My previous, like my comp PB is like a minute 34 average with like a minute 40 or 14 single, which is crazy. But I ended up getting like a minute 43 average with a minute 31 single, so it was whatever. Like I wasn't tripping too hard because, like I said, I didn't really practice it for real. But the next event was 3x3, which I did. I always care about 3x3. So the first round, I start with a 10:06, then I get a 12:37, I get an 8:79, so I'm feeling pretty good. I get a 10:21, so I'm thinking I just need a low 9 or something, and then I end up getting an 8:91, so I had two tens, two low 10s, and a high 8 counting. I got a 9:73 average, which beats my previous 3x3 PB comp that I set like 5 years ago. So I'm super stoked about that. Like that really was a good way to start the day. I was really excited. Um, I didn't end up scrambling a lot of the day. I usually scramble quite a bit, but I didn't scramble because of my wrists. The next event was Pyraminx, so I did scramble one round of Pyraminx, but it ended up after that I was like I can't do any more than this. So sorry about my phone. Um, I dropped Pyraminx and then I kind of rested, and then we had lunch. I believe. Let me see here. I only have one page up. I believe 5x5 might have been next. Let me see here. Yeah, so 5x5 was next. So the schedule had like a tentative second round of 5x5, but I think we were all just kind of tired, so we didn't end up doing that. But 5x5 comes up. I had previously been solving like, so I initially solved edges on M, and then I tried to transition to E, and then because it's my 6x6, I can't really do edges on E. I did do edges on M, so it was just weird. So I went back to edges on M on 5x5. So I know it's not optimal, but like it works really well for me. Ended up doing pretty well. I got a minute 14, minute 16, minute 13, minute 21, minute 15. So comp PB average and single there, minute 15 average. I ended up winning 5x5. So I was pretty excited about that. Next we had round, what is it? First round of 4x4. And the first round I did really well. I got a 38.7 average of 5, which is really, it's comp PB. It was really nice. 38, 38, 36, 36, 37. So I was really excited about that. Did pretty well. I got the first place, first round. Was feeling pretty good. I had like maybe one PLL parody, but no parodies. I was just, for some reason, like at home when I practice 5x4, when I practice 4x4, I end up just like really pissed off because I always get a bunch of parodies, and then in comp, they never come up. So, I don't know, whatever. I'll take it. So after that, we had 3x3 second round. So I started that one was just a kind of whatever. It was a 1094 average. It wasn't anything special. I was just kind of whatever. I wasn't tripping too hard. I still felt pretty good about the 973. And typically the first average of the day ends up being my best. And I just like get progressively worse throughout the day. So I was just like whatever. I did really well in 5x5. That 4x4 round was really good, and then my 3x3 first round was really good. So I was like, it's fine. And I still got 6x6, which is like my favorite event. So, you know, I was like, I need to crush my 6x6 stuff. Um, Finally, we had Pyraminx, final round, but, it's whatever. And then we did 6x6. So 6x6 I was really excited about, but I was really scared because I was afraid of popping. Being since it's me and 3, you don't really got a lot of room to mess up. So my previous 6x6 average, I believe, was 254 or 256 with a 245 single. And so this was back, however many years, like 5 years ago. So I ended up with a 228, 244, and a 237, which ended with the 236 average. So obviously my single and my average were beaten for my previous. They get me second place, so I was pretty happy about that. I was hoping I'd win, but actually I think I probably would have gotten third hadn't David popped and messed up his stuff. So I got lucky on that front. So sorry, David. um, and then let's see. What did we have after that? Oh, we had 4x4 finals. So I felt pretty good going on 4x4, And at this point in the day, my wrists are hurting. Right? I have to take an ibuprofen. It's just a lot of cubing throughout the day, and it's not really doing anything. My wrists are like just hurting really bad. So I start 4x4. I'm just like whatever, I did well, but obviously I was first in 4x4, so I wanted to keep that. So first saw was a 35.84. I felt really good about that. I'm like nice. Okay. Second solve, I ended up with double parity, and it was like a 44. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. I can still sub 40. It's not a big deal. The next solve is no parity. I get to the G perm at like 35 or something, so it's gonna be like a 38. And as I'm doing G perm, I like make a move and I mess up the permutation completely. And like as soon as I turned, I knew that I screwed it up. So then I had to fix it, so it ended up being a 50. So at this point, I'm pissed. Like I'm just in my head. I'm really mad. End up with a 41 and then a 40. And I think there may have been another parity in there. I don't know. I was so livid with that average. I was pissed off because that solve shouldn't have done that, and that will come later in 3x3. So that solve just put me in a bad space, put me in a bad mood. I ended up getting third in 4x4, so I'm fine with that. It's cool. I still got a podium on 4x4, but still, like, I'm doing that well, and then it just gets screwed up, and obviously it's just not fun stuff. So then we have finally 3x3 final round. So at this point, I'm just like, whatever. I mean, this is whatever. So I start out with a 922, cool. 948, alright, and then 972. So first three solves right at the bat are all nines. So then I'm like freaking out because I'm like, okay, I am going to break my average. Like if I was feeling really good about myself. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can beat that average. I'm like, I'm set off really good. So the next solve comes up. Okay, it's relatively easy. I'm trying to stay calm and collected, but in the back of my mind, I'm freaking out because obviously, if I screw this up, then it all rides on that last solve, and if I screw that up, then obviously the average goes to shit. So I get to PLL, and it's that same G perm on that 4x4 solve that I screwed up, and I was so worried I was gonna mess it up that I didn't execute it quickly, and I ended up actually plus 2ing because I freaked out and dropped it. I just like. So then I'm like, okay, whatever. It's a 13. I ended up like a 1387. That's my plus 2. I'm like, whatever. You know what? I'll just take it. It's not a big deal. My last solve, I just have to do another 10. I'm fine. Or a 9 or whatever. I'm fine. So then the last solve comes up and I just completely blow it. I choke entirely and I end up getting a 1203. So then I have a counting 12 and then those two counting 9s for a 1041 average. And I was so upset because like this had I beaten that 922, it would have given me like a 940 something average, and then I think I would have gotten third place, which I haven't podiumed 3x3 since like 2014, so it's been forever. But it's fine, like it's cool. Actually, like I think top 4 were all sub 10. So like we had like and then like I was 7th with my 1041, so it was actually a pretty good like finals in terms of competitors. So like. But after that, I was pissed off. I was livid. Actually, shout out to Potts. Ryan Potts, shout out to him because every comp this happens where like I'm pissed off at the end and he's like calms me down, walks me off a cliff. Every single time. So big shout out to him, like for real, because he's the one that keeps me sane at the end of these days. So then it was a cleanup and stuff. So it was just normal. It was a really good comp. We had a really good event list. I would have probably swapped out Pierre for Square One, but I'm not running it. So shout out to Daniel for hosting because it was really dope. When we had it was a good comp and we got through everything quickly. And shout out also to Chris Olsen for showing up and not competing. He helped scramble. If he wasn't there to help scramble, it would just been a lot harder every day. So shout out to him too. Of course, shout out to David for delegating. It was a good comp. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's another comp close to near us in November, but I won't be going as to heal my wrist. So maybe sometime early next year there'll be something and I'll compete again. But for now, I probably won't be cubing a lot on this channel, and having cubing content on this channel. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me on that, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Bye.